Good afternoon, everybody. Today we can deal about the classification of plant disease based on pathogens. On the basis of the pathogen, the diseases they can be classified into various types. If the pathogen it is a that is pathogen means the disease causing organism, and disease causing organism or causal agent is the living as well as non-living, and on the basis of the living as well as non-living causal agent, the diseases they can be classified into two groups, that is the non-infectious diseases and the infectious diseases. The non-infectious diseases, or it is also called as inanimate diseases or non-living diseases. These are called as non-living diseases because the diseases they cannot be transferred from the one plant to another plant, or from diseased plant to the healthy plant, or from the diseased area to the healthy area, and therefore here the causal organism it is a non-living one, it is a non-transferable, and therefore these diseases are called as non-infectious diseases. The infectious diseases in which the causal organism it is a living one, the pathogen it can transfer from the diseased plant to the healthy plant and produces diseases to the healthy plant. Therefore, such type of diseases are called as infectious diseases, and in that the pathogen it is a living one. Here, in case of the non-infectious diseases, the causal agent it is a non-living one. It is the inanimate type. It can be developed by the various environmental factors, and the non-transferable diseases caused by the unfavorable environment, as that is low and high temperature, unfavorable soil moisture, variable pH of soil, deficiency or excess of minerals, air pollution, and inadequate light. That is, the inadequate means the insufficient amount of the light or low light. The low and high temperature. The low and due to the low temperature as well as high temperature in the plants which can grow in the warmer area. In that the plants grown such as the sugarcane as well as the grapes, due to the low temperature there is suddenly the temperature it get falls down, and the intercellular spaces which are present in the plant body it becomes blocks, and due to the result of that the low temperature, the cracking of the plants can be also takes place, as well as blocking of the intercellular spaces can be takes place, and intercellular spaces it can turn into the ice due to the suddenly lowering down the temperature, and the intercellular spaces they can be burst, and it happens when the low temperature is there. Due to the high temperature, the plants they can grow in the high temperature. There is xeric conditions they can be also formed, and due to the xeric conditions, the different types of the minerals they get absorbed, and the minerals when they get absorbed they cannot be transported because there is blocking of the mineral elements can be also takes place due to the high temperature, and there is the less more and more transpiration can be takes place, and there is less water can be also present, and for the translocation of the mineral elements there is no water due to the high temperature, and the intercellular the minerals which can be blocked into the cellular spaces. This happens, and such type of diseases it is also non-transferable diseases, that is unfavorable soil moisture. The soil moisture it is also different. When there is a more and more water is present, more moisture is present in the soil, there is a water logging condition is also present. Water logging condition म्हणजे काय, तर त्या ठिकाणी जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये पाणी साठून राहतं, जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये मॉइश्चर त्या ठिकाणी निर्माण होतं, आणि जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये मॉइश्चर त्या ठिकाणी तयार झालं तर रूट झोन एरियामध्ये जे एरेशन होणार आहे, एरेशन म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी जो ऑक्सिजन रूटला मिळणार आहे तो ऑक्सिजन पुरेशा प्रमाणामध्ये मिळत नाहीये, आणि त्यामुळं जास्त जर मॉइश्चर असेल सॉइलला तर त्या ठिकाणी ज्या रेस्पिरेशन ऍक्टिव्हिटीज आहेत त्या रूटच्या व्यवस्थित होत नाहीत, आणि लो ऑक्सिजन मुळे प्लांट्स जे आहेत ते कोलॅप्सिंग विल्टिंग होतं प्लांटचं, किंवा low moisture असेल, due to the low moisture, when by the different types of mineral elements they get absorbed by the plants, and due to the low amount of the moisture is present in the soil, then the minerals they cannot be absorbed, and the absorbed minerals cannot be translocated to the one part of the plants to the other part of the plants. Then variable pH of the soil, due to the continuous addition of the different types of the fertilizers as well as inorganic fertilizer or different types of fertilizers, then the pH of the soil can be also changed. And by continuous adding of the fertilizers, then excess amount of the adding of the fertilizer, pH of soil can be changed. And this pH, changed pH, it can be suitable for certain limit. Up to the beyond limit, then there is the enzyme activity can be also stopped and plants becomes collapsed, or wilting of the plants can be also takes place. And due to the high dose of fertilizers, for example, when we added more amount of the urea, then there is the high dose of the urea, there is the burning of the plants can be also takes place. This can be also happens, and the pH can be also changed, and it is the plants they get killed, or death of plants can be also occurs. Then deficiency or excess of minerals, then there are different types of the mineral elements. When we adding the mineral elements in proper proportion, the growth of the plants can be takes place well. When we added it in excess proportion, and then due to the excess fertilizers, there is the some death of the plants can be takes place, or due to the deficiency of mineral elements, there is different types of the deficiency symptoms they can be also observed on the plants. Due to the different elements like the phosphorus, and phosphorus it is the most essential elements for the plants, and due to the addition of the phosphorus in large proportion, then the deficiency of the phosphorus as well as the sulfur, it can also slow down the growth of the plants, it becomes slow. And the sulfur deficiency, it can also takes place, and due to the deficiency of the sulfur, there is the stunting of the plants that can be takes place, the growth of the plants can be also reduced. Then iron and magnesium, due to the deficiency of the iron, that is the chlorosis, there is destruction of the chlorophyll in the young plants can be also takes place due to the deficiency of the iron also. And due to the deficiency of the magnesium, the chlorosis of the older plants can be also takes place, and plants becomes collapse. Then air pollution, the different types of the chemicals, which there is different types of the chemicals, they can be added by various industries as well as the automobiles, and different types of the phytochemicals, photooxidants, they can be also added into the soil or in the environment, that is sulfur dioxide, it can be also added into the soil. Different types of the chemicals like weedicides, fungicides, they can be also added into the soil, and due to the addition of the different types of the chemicals, there is the air pollution along with the soil pollution can be also takes place, and it is hazardous to the growth of the plants also. And there is the increase in the sulfur dioxide, it can also harmful to the growth of the plants, and due to the air pollution, it can affect the growth of the plants also. Inadequate light, due to the low light, there is the delay of the flowering can be also takes place. And the photoperiodism, it can also affect on the growth of the plants also. Due to the low light or excess light, it can be harmful to the plant. The low light, it can affect the flowering and fruiting of the plants also. High proportion of light or excess light, it can kills the plants also. Okay, these are the non-infectious diseases or inanimate disease, that is, it is called as non-living diseases because they are non-transferable diseases, and these diseases they are transferred by the unfavorable environmental conditions.